Hey, what's going on, y'all? I hope everyone's having a blessed day. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about something that I'm seeing as I'm doing more and more coaching calls. If you guys don't know, I'm actually taking on more people and I'm doing more coaching calls. And I'm seeing something similar with everyone that I'm talking with. And what that is most people that I'm talking with, they don't have enough money at the end of the week. What I'm noticing is we're floating money from one week to the next. You have a bill coming up, so you might not be able to pay with this paycheck, so you pay with the next paycheck. There's not a real plan set in place so that you know exactly where your money is going. Dave Ramsey came out with this this idea of a zero. I believe it was Dave Ramsey. He came out with this idea. It's called a zero-based budget, where every dollar you come in, you know exactly what the job of that dollar is. So if you get it paid, let's say you get paid a certain amount on Friday, you know you have money that's allocated to wherever you need to send that money. So every dollar has a place. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that right now, because that's something that I believe is preventing people to getting to the next level. And when you're in business, when you're an entrepreneur, there's certain things that you look at, you know, to get you to the next level. I'll give you an example. Whenever you're trying to get to the next level, there's 5 things that you look at. You first have to make a declaration, right? Your declaration is either setting goals, saying, okay, look, I want to accomplish this set goal. And you write it down and you make a declaration that that's what you're going to laser focus on. The second step is the execution, right? And this is where your plan, whether it's your diet, you have a diet that you say, okay, I want to have a diet and I want to weigh a certain amount at the end of the year, or you have a financial goal that you're trying to obtain, or it could be something physical that you're trying to obtain that's going to take some execution. Now, what happens is during this phase, you have to do it in 90-day increments, right? You have to basically go on a 90-day challenge, right? And what you're doing during that 90 days is you're just laser focused, and you have your system in place where you want to get to the next level. So every day you have checks that you have to basically meet at the end of the day. So every day you're either writing down, okay, I accomplished this, and tomorrow this is what I have to accomplish. And it's these small details that get you to the next level. Now, during this phase, the execution phase, there's 2 things that basically puts a halt in your progress, right? You have a breakdown. Now, what I call a breakdown is anything that happens to you that prevents you from trying to stay on your system for 7 days, right? Anytime, like let's say you have something happen with your car, right? And so you have another challenge that pops up, or you have another challenge that pops up, and during that 7 days, you just stop doing whatever your goal was, your declaration. Whatever that declaration is, you stop for 7 days. I understand life happens. But during this 7 days is really key for you to stay on your declaration, your goal. Because what happens most of the time, right? You'll stop for a day or 2, and then you will start feeling sorry for yourself. And whatever it is, some people say, you know, when they get depressed, they go into an eating binge, or some people just want to lay down and go to sleep. Whatever it is, during this 7 days, it's key that you understand that you have to keep pushing through, and you can still recover, right? Just because you stop for a couple of days, you can still recover, right? But what happens is after that 7 days, it could turn into a catastrophic event towards your declaration, right? You'll have, let's say you have a goal of, I want to have a 740 FICO score. And as you're pushing, you're making your you're doing your daily budget, you're tracking your expenses, you're tracking your money coming in, and you're setting your plan. And then your car breaks down. And you don't know exactly what to do or how you're going to fix your car. And what happens is you stop doing your daily planner. You stop doing it. And all you're focused on is fixing your car. And I get it. I understand it, right? I understand that life happens. But now you just completely stop for 7 days, and then it can turn into a catastrophic event towards your declaration. And what I mean by a catastrophic event, that's a 30-day break from doing your declaration, right? So if you have a 740 FICO score and you make a declaration this year, 2019, or by 2020, I want to have a 740 FICO score, and you set your execution plan in place, and then you stop for 30 days. That is a catastrophic event. You're not going to recover. You're not going to be able to go back to where you dropped off. You're going to have to basically redo your declaration, write down your goals, and completely reset your declaration. And those two things, those two events, is what prevents people, whether you're in entrepreneurship, you're trying to have a goal to purchase a home, you're trying to purchase a car, whatever it is, during that 30-day break, that's what throws everything off. And at that point, you have to reset. You have to go back to the very beginning and start all over again, right? And by that time, most people are like, you know what, forget it. I quit. I don't want to do this. It's too much. This happened. And they make an excuse of why they didn't, accomplish a goal, whatever it is, right? In entrepreneurship, whatever it is, it could be somebody, stole something from you, whatever it is, there's an excuse for everyone for not achieving a goal. It's something that plagues us, where once we hit that during that not catastrophic, but that breakdown, once we have that breakdown, we have to know, okay, we're facing a challenge, right? We're going to face a challenge. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the Super Bowl. The Rams are one of the most potent offenses in the NFL. They're playing the New England Patriots. And at no time did the Rams adjust to what New England was doing to them. So when you're going through life and something in life happens, you can pivot. You can make an adjustment, but you don't completely give up on your declaration. You don't stop doing your declaration. You just keep focusing on your declaration. Your car breaks down. We still have to do our expenses when we're talking about getting a 740 FICO score, right? We still have to stay on our goals of getting that to that next level. Now, during that 90-day challenge, here's where everything starts changing, right? This is where everything starts changing. If you get to the third step, which is momentum, right? Now you got momentum. Everything is clicking, right? Everything after 90 days, you feel like, okay, you got your system down. You understand how the budget is working. You know that this has become a habit. This has become a personal habit. And you know every day you're going to finish your budget, right? Every day you're going to have your budget in place and it's going to just click, right? And at that point, you are gaining momentum, right? And most people never get to that level in business. They never get that level in their personal relationships. They never get to that level, whether it's a personal goal or whatever. They just never get to that point where they could see the momentum take off, because during that 90-day challenge, they give up. They quit. And that's what separates those that are willing to get punched in the face and get back up, right? And that's what Mike Tyson always talked about. Everybody's a champion until they get punched in the face, right? Once you get punched in the face, now you get to see what you're made of. And I guarantee you, if you're watching this video and you're starting to build credit, at some point you are going to get punched in the face. The important thing is, are you going to get back up? All right, are you going to be able to get punched in the face and get back up? And that's what's going to get you to the momentum phase. Now, once you get to the momentum phase, you start seeing everything is starting to gradually pick up, right? You're starting to see everything pick up. And this is when you have to stabilize. This is the fourth step. is stabilization. Stabilization is when you go back and you reassess your progress, right? You're looking at everything and you start putting systems in place to keep that momentum going with or without you, right? You don't do that in phase 2. You don't do that in phase 1. You do that after you gain momentum. You just keep pushing that 90 day, that 90 day, that 90 day. You might hit momentum in day, 45. You might hit momentum day 50, but you just keep grinding. You keep doing your 90-day challenge. After you get done with your 90-day challenge, that's when you stabilize your growth, okay? Once you get to that stabilization phase, you reassess all your goals, you put your systems in place. Now, if you are budgeting, at this point, this is when you're able to say, for example, I'm just giving you guys an example. I got my budget together. I know all my money perfectly. Now I can start automating everything. Like, this bill is going to come out on this day. I want this bill to come out on this day. I want this bill to come out on this day. Like, you can actually automate the system, and it works with or without you. The only thing you have to do is go to work and have your check hit your checking account. And after that, everything is automated. You don't do that until after the 90-day challenge, because if you do that before, you're going to have a breakdown at some point, and it's going to mess everything up. You have to get your point to where you can get to the stabilization phase, right? And once you stabilize, which is the 4th step, after that, step number 5 is you make a new declaration, okay? And that's how each quarter you go through life. There's a reason why these large corporations, they have their earnings reports, or every quarter they go through and they reassess, okay, we're going to come out with new earnings for the next quarter. There's a reason for it, right? 90-day challenge is pretty much standard throughout entrepreneurship. And it's something about that 90-day challenge. Once you push through it and you get to that stabilization phase where you're able to reassess everything and look at all your growth, and you've had momentum, once you get to that point, everything changes, right? And you're able to just say, okay, now let's go for another 90-day challenge. And that's how you get from point A to point Z, right? A lot of times people, they forget, all those other steps along the way. You have to get these little small steps in order to get your end result that you desire, right? And if you want a 740 FICO score, you have to understand that it's going to take a lot of work, right? It's going to take a lot of perseverance. I've been talking now with people probably for about 1.5 years, right? Like, really focusing in on people's budgets and trying to separate myself from all these other credit repair companies, because a lot of these credit repair companies, all they want to do is look at your credit report, see what they could delete off your credit report, and that's it. But credit repair is great. There is a place for credit repair, but I want you to understand what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do you repair, right? I'm trying to repair you. I'm trying to get you to change your thinking on not just credit, but your personal finances, right? I'm talking to people that drive trucks, right? For example, I just spoke with a gentleman day before yesterday, and he was a truck driver. And we're going over, we're talking, and we get to the point where I make my introduction, we're talking, and we're talking personal, and we're talking about truck driving. He's a truck driver, I'm a truck driver, and once you tell me you're a truck driver, I pretty much know your expenses. I know where you're, the type of income you're going to make. I know what you're going through. And as we're talking, he's telling me every little detail. He can tell me how much he needs per mile to haul his truck. He's telling me how much weight he likes to have on his truck. He tells me how much fuel he runs on his trip. Like, he has a dedicated lane, and he knows how much it's going to cost him from point A to point B, how much he's going to make. He knows every little intricate detail of his journey, of his business, right? And that's great. I'm like, man, that's cool that you got everything down like that. But when we got into his personal expenses, it was like he didn't know anything about his personal expenses. And I just kept asking him, how is it that you can pay so much, you can know so much about your business, but you neglect your personal life? Like, one thing in business you have to understand is, who are you working for? Like, even if you're self-employed, are you working for your business, or is your business working for you? Right? You have to understand that that money you create in your business or job or whatever, it's to sustain your you business. You're the CEO of your personal home. Whether you have a business or not, if you go to work and you collect a W-2, you have to understand that that W-2 is to support you, right? Everything around you. And it has nothing to do with your job, or it has nothing to do with your business, but you have to learn that your personal finances is more important than any business that you have. The most important thing is your household, whether you have a W-2 or a 1099. And I can't stress that enough. That is one thing that I learned in this entrepreneurship journey, is that when you are out here grinding, if you're a truck driver or whatever it is, you're going to make money for your business, but you have to make money for yourself. You have to learn, okay, I got to put my taxes away. I got to put money away for my maintenance, but I have to be able to pay me a certain amount of income to sustain my home. And it's a slippery slope, you could say, in trying to figure out which one do you contribute more to. But you have to be able to sustain yourself so that you can have a budget that you can, basically get to the next level, right? Whether it's to get a home, get a car, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. In this case, I'm talking credit. So I'm going to say, to get that 740 FICO score, you have to be able to pay yourself enough to sustain yourself. A lot of entrepreneurs, what they do is they will take the profit from their business and they'll put it back in their business without paying themselves any money. And I found out that doesn't work. As a truck driver, what you want to do is you want to be able to pay yourself a certain amount that you can pay your bills and save for retirement. And that's it. Okay? If you can't do that, what good is the business? And that's just my personal opinion. Out the gate, I want to show a profit. If I can't show a profit, and I'm not talking about tax profit, that's another video for another day. But I'm talking about income profit. I'm talking about profit to Kenny. Something that I can pay myself and still sustain my household, right? And so you want to be able to do that. You want to be able to sustain your household when you're receiving a check, or if you're a truck driver and you're collecting payments from other vendors, whatever it is, as an entrepreneur or even as a W-2, you have to be able to pay yourself enough to sustain yourself, right? So just those 5 things, like I said, that's something that declaration, the goal, the execution, the 90-day challenge, and withstanding, the breakdown and the catastrophic, don't go into a catastrophic event where you have to prevent yourself from doing your goals for 30 days. And you have to be able to set yourself up to achieve your goal. Now, let's talk credit for a second. If you are building credit, right? If you're trying to build credit, one thing you have to have is a budget. If you haven't heard Dave Ramsey's video where he's always talking about the zero-based budget, it's a budget where every dollar has a place, and he came out with this app called Every Dollar, right? If you go to Every Dollar, there's 2 versions of this app. There's a paid version, and then there's a free version. Now, the paid version I like. It's like $99 a year, right? Not a month, but a year, $99 a year. And with the paid version, what happens is, as you swipe your card, because you link your checking account up to Every Dollar, and every time you swipe, the transactions automatically appear in your app, and all you have to do is drag them to the columns where they need to be. For example, you're going to have a certain budget that you want to spend every week on food. And let's say you go out and you get, I don't know, a hamburger or something, and you swipe that. Well, it automatically pops up, and all you have to do is drag it to food. In the free version, you actually have to type in each transaction and then drag it to the folder you want, right? Or to the category you want. So those are the two different categories that you have, or two different versions of every dollar. Now, I know you're going to say, well, I use Mint, I use Quicken, I use it. I don't want you to use that anymore. I want you to use every dollar. If you're working with me, I want you to use every dollar, just because I don't want to confuse you. We're going to stay on the same page, and we're going to have a 90-day challenge starting today. And what we're going to do is we're going to sign up for this app, and every day we're going to look at our budget, and we're going to drag our expenses into the expense folders that we have, and we're going to track our money, right? Because you can't really set a budget unless you know how much money you are spending in certain categories, so that you can say, okay, I can maybe spend about $100 less on food, or maybe I can spend $100 less on entertainment. But that first 90 days, what you're doing is you're trying to put yourself in a situation where you can see your budget, see where you're spending money. And even though you're going to gain momentum, when you get to the point, that fifth step where you reset your goals, or your stabilization phase, that's when you're going to reset your budget. Okay, so you're going to do the 90-day. You're going to track your expenses. Don't try and change things around. Just spend things normally. And every single day, all right, every single day before you go to bed, you make a goal for yourself. I'm going to take all my transactions that I spent and put them in the proper categories. And you're going to do that for 90 days straight. And that's what the 90-day challenge is. And as you do this, the important thing is, I'm finding that most people don't have the money at the end of the month, and I got to find a way to cut back somewhere in their budget, but because they're not tracking their expenses, I can't cut back anywhere. I don't know where to go to and say, hey, look, maybe we can cut back on, let's say food, or maybe we can cut back on, entertainment. That budget is going to be the thing that gets you to the next level, right? And I don't want to be just every other credit repair guru out there. I don't even consider myself a credit repair guru, right? There's a lot more people that are better at deleting items off credit reports than I am, right? There's a lot more people that are better at dealing with repossessions and collections, and like they spend all their time, and that's all they can do is delete items off your credit report. But at the end of the day, what's next? What are you going to do next to get you to that next level? And what separates me from everybody else is the fact that I'm going to take the time to educate you and coach you, right? And speaking of the coaching aspect of things, I don't know if you guys find this the same way that I do. Like, everybody has like a course. There's a course on, how to select the proper running shoes. There's a course for how to lose weight. Like, everybody has a course, but there's this movement where everybody, even the entrepreneurs, they want to be able to set something up to where they don't have to work anymore. Like, nobody wants to put the work in to get the result that they want. They want to, okay, well, it's easier for me to build a course, have you sign up for this course, and then you do all the work, and then what happens after that? 9 times out of 10, there's a breakdown or there's a catastrophic event. What, are you going to rewatch the course? Like, what happens? And if coursework was great, Tom Brady would have a course, right? And I'm sure everybody would purchase the course. Or even Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick will have a course on coaching. But the reality of the situation, there's a difference between coaching and courses, right? There's a difference between coaching and credit repair. And that's what separates me from everybody else. If that's something that you might be interested in, where you can actually sit down and have somebody hold you accountable, because that's what this is. This is no joke. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, go out and do something, and our next coaching call, you don't do it, and I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, it's okay. No, it's not. That's not what this is about. This is about accountability. This is about getting to the next level. All right. If you want to get to the next level, you have to have somebody that's going to hold you accountable for your actions, right? You're not going to be able to do it just by yourself. Yeah, we can do deletions. Yes, we can do all these different things, but your mindset has to change before anything else in your life. And that's what I want to make this video on. It's more about changing your mindset so that you can get to that 740 FICO score, right? Because you can go out and get trade lines and all these authorized user accounts and all this other stuff. But the reality of the situation is, if you want to get to the next level, you're going to have somebody that's going to push you every single day. You're going to have a system that's going to be put in place that's tried and true, right? Budgets have been around. If you have a business, you have a budget. If you have, if you look at it, most people, their budget is memory. It doesn't work. Like, if your budget is memory, you're going to drop a ball somewhere and you're going to go through a breakdown where you slipped and maybe you have a late pay. You could have the money in your bank. You know, it might be a $35 credit card payment and you like, oh, I forgot. Well, that's what this whole system is about. It's about building yourself, putting yourself in a situation where you can get to the next level. All right. So I'm not going to keep you guys too long. I really wanted to put this information out, and I'm going to go over a little bit more as we go along. But I just wanted to bring this to your attention. If this is something that you might be interested in, just go ahead and drop a comment. And then what I want you to do is just say, I'm in. And after that, I want you to send me an email to Kenny@creditliving.com. Kenny@creditliving.com. Send me an email and just type, I'm in. And that lets me know. In the subject line, I want you to type, I'm in. And then in the body of the email, I just want you to type what you're going through, where you're at in this journey. Like, what are you having a problem with, whether it's deletions or what? Where are you at? Do you have a budget? And we're going to go through step by step, and I'm going to try and do my best to get you guys to the next level and get you to where you can actually start seeing some momentum, right? Because once you start seeing momentum, that's when everything starts really clicking, right? But I can't get people to the momentum because somewhere day 40, day 45, day 30, like some people are like day 5, but I can't get people to that 90-day challenge, right? Once you get to that 90-day challenge, that's when everything starts changing. Apologize for keeping this one so long, but I hope this was information that can help you guys out. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. You guys have a blessed day, and you guys take care. Drivers, be safe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.